Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the midst of a terrible public health epidemic. This epidemic is impacting tens of millions of children all over the world, and it's getting worse. Yet this epidemic is transparent and invisible to most of you. It grows on a generational timescale, and the children affected get removed from the mainstream, themselves become invisible.
While we are sitting here today, 100 families will receive the news that their child has autism. If the rate of diagnostics continue to grow the way they are now, by the year 2024, when I start to have kids, 1 in every 3 families will have a child on the spectrum.
Intensive therapies for autism cost more than $40,000 a year. By 2024, 1 in every 10 job openings will be for a therapist. And what about our schools? How many special education teachers can we afford? And what happens after school? What do we do with the millions of people that think and behave so differently than the norm?
Yes, this can happen to you. What would you do when your child or grandchild is diagnosed with autism?
Let me tell you. In 1996, a girl was born in California. She had beautiful green eyes and an incredible smile. Yet, she was disconnected from the world. She didn't speak, she did not complain. So although she was the best baby ever, she was also autistic.
Questions. My dad is looking at me, talking to me, asking me a question. It takes time for the words to get to my ears, to run through my brain, to process their meaning. I'm thinking of the answer, formulating the words and what I want to say, and thinking, formulating. I'm about to say the answer, but my dad is looking at me, talking to me, asking me a question. It takes time for the words to get to my ears, to run through my brain, to process their meaning. I'm thinking of the answer, formulating the words and what I want to say, and thinking, formulating. I'm about to say the answer, but my dad is looking at me, talking to me, asking me a question again and again and again. It's too fast. Don't they understand? If they just gave me some time to think, maybe I would say something, and maybe even something smart. But they all just keep talking and talking and talking, shooting question after question, expecting me to answer. So maybe I'll just smile and be cute. Maybe it'll all be over soon.
That little girl was my daughter Leah. She had particularly hard time socializing. Birthday parties were the ultimate challenge.
Birthday parties. Everyone is having fun. They're all shouting. They're all laughing. They're all running over here. Now, they're all running over there. So I guess I'll just run along with everyone else. Maybe they'll have no idea that I don't know what's going on. But then the music and the shouting and the laughter, it's all so loud, and I just can't take it. Shut down.
We were not ready to give up on Leah. We tried different therapies, but the clock was ticking, and although Leah was improving, she was not really catching up to her peers. And then all of a sudden, a miracle. Something changed. We found the key to open Leah's safe. We found the secret protocol that activated brain plasticity for Leah. And it wasn't a magic pill. It was not an intensive 24/7 therapy. It was something surprisingly simple. Within just a few weeks, we saw Leah changing. She became more responsive. She started to use words we didn't even know that she knew. She started to engage. She was finally coming out of her shell.
After being trapped inside for 8 years, I was finally able to explore what the world had to offer. No longer was I blinded by loud noises. No longer was I scared of travel and adventure. No longer was I lost in simple conversations. I discovered new books. I discovered new foods. I even discovered people. And that people are not that scary. And better yet, they can become my friends. The curtains have finally lifted, and the world felt great.
You see, in the science community, it has been known for quite some time that enriching the environment of animals enables them to overcome a whole slew of neurological disorders. So why not on humans? Turns out that the key to activate brain plasticity is a persistent stimulation of the senses. And in particular, stimulation of the minor senses: smelling, taste, touch and tactile, hot and cold, and even the sense of balance. You see, the world used to be full of a variety of sensory inputs. It used to be a dirty, stinky place. Today it's clean, with no scent. We live in an air-conditioned house with no variation in temperature. We feed our babies tasteless formula, and we carry them locked in a basket. Kids used to roll on the grass. Today, we put them in front of the television and we bombard them with visual stimulation. In other words, we rob their brains of the opportunity to compensate for whatever neurological deficiencies it had. What we did with Leah is sensory enrichment therapy called mendability. It is a set of sensory exercises we did with her twice a day for a year and a half. But Leah, for her, it was just the beginning.
When I was 8 years old, I didn't appear to have autism anymore. Yes, I did have friends, I did talk, and I was engaged. But I had no way to express myself. I didn't really find a way to share my world with others. Then in 8th grade, my family and I went on a family vacation. My homework assignment was to write an essay about the mountains. And so my mom, she took my first draft, read it, gave me a weird look, and said, "You know, if you just take every sentence and split it in half, you could end up with a well-written poem." And that is how I discovered poetry. And that is how I discovered my true voice. Both mendability and poetry have finally freed me from my own autism cell.
There is hope. We can treat autism. I predict that within 10 years, sensory exercises, just like physical exercises, will be part of our everyday routine. With sensory exercises like mendability, we can finally unlock the incredible power that is today installed in those invisible kids.
Invisible. I hear people say all the time that they want to be invisible so that they could do whatever they want, whenever they want, and no one would judge them. They would be just another person. No labels, no mistakes, no nothing. But they don't know. They don't know what it really feels like to be invisible, to get no attention when you need it most, no long hugs when comfort is all you want, no friends when company is all you need, nobody who understands what it feels like to be me. So there I was, trying my hardest to fit in. Yet, when I looked around, it's as if no one noticed me. Everyone looked at me and treated me as if I was a piece of furniture or a picture on the wall, or better yet, if I was the wall. Everyone saw me as just another girl. They saw nothing special in me, nothing that was worth the time to get to know, nothing that seemed like I even mattered, nothing but a person doing her everyday chores and nothing more. But I don't want to be just another girl. I don't want to be behind the scenes. I don't want to be like that homework assignment that always gets postponed until at last, after the longest time it's due. I don't want to be that one person who sits alone in the corner with no one else to be with. Because I know I can get better than that. I know who I am, what I can do, and what I can achieve. For half of my life, I have lived without communication. I have worked hard and defeated the odds. I am not a no one. I am someone that can make a difference, someone who is worth being noticed, worth the attention, and worth the time, someone greater than doing everyday chores and being pushed aside, someone greater than a piece of furniture, a picture, a wall, someone greater than an invisible being, someone greater than that one person who always sits alone in the corner with no one else to be with. I will rise up and not be afraid of the world, because this time is my time. Screw invisibility. Thank you.